What's up, YouTube? Today is the 29th of July. It's like fucking, excuse me, it's like 500 degrees. Still hot, but I time lapse cutting and sanding this, so now I'm gonna put it together. And yeah, just kind of hang out. So I get everything I need. You still reach over. Who do you see when your eyes are closed? So this stuff's pretty easy. Got my drill. Hold on now. Still learning. Always on the YouTube. Got a drill. 25 star bit. Still can't see me. Terrific. All right. There we go. I am you now. Awesome. 25 short bit. T25 square. 1 5/8 deck screws. Tape these out. Fun fact: I'm 5'3". I'm 5'11" and 3/4. So my wingspan is 6'4", 6'6". I got a number 2 pencil. It's an HB certified for taking into grade testing. And then I also got some Titebond number 3 ultimate woodworking glue rated number 1 by pros. It's waterproof. Exterior, interior. Superior strength, longer assembly time, whatever that means. I think maybe it takes longer to dry, but it's stronger. And then water cleanup. I've used this for 5 years now. 5 years. I started this business. This is a COVID business right here. All right. If anybody's wondering, I'm from North Carolina. North Kakalaki. The girl I dated was from Pennsylvania. She was from up north. And she came by yesterday. And it was fun. I had fun with my ex. It didn't really feel like, it just feels like we just healthily talked things out. And just kind of explained some things, and it was just very refreshing. It was so nice. And we hugged. We probably shouldn't have hugged. But a hug felt very good. I was like, right, son. But I have what's called an avoidant attachment style. So my emotional capacity is this big, whereas a normal person's, a healthy, secure person is probably like 3 times the size of that big. So I'm pouring all my emotions and everything into her, and I'm like, I'm giving you all I got. And she needed more to some degree. Alright. Anyways, it was just very pleasant. Very nice to be mature and healthy. But she is a great person. Highly recommend. Alright. So I just have been feeling very good today. Very good. Alright, so you take. Alright, so hold on. Hold on! You're getting ahead of yourself. Alright, we got these. These are the beams. 23 1/4 4x4s. These are 2x4s. 2x4s right here, 40 inches. This table's gonna be 8 foot by 44 inches wide. It's gonna be a big old table. Hopefully it's the right size, the right style, because the woman's kind of a little bit confusing when she was texting. So, anyways, 40 inches for these, 23 1/4. This beam is going to connect the two legs together at 72 inches, which is going to give it about 7.5, 8 inch overhang. These are 7 inches, these are the little feet. Those are the X's there. All my exes live in Texas. So, alright, we got the drill, we got the pencil, we got the square, we got the screws. Actually, technically, you don't need the 1 5/8, but I have them, so I'm going to use them. Oh, and I have these 1x4s. So, all of this will make sense in 1, to 2, to 3, to 4 seconds. And if anybody knows where this shirt is, you know where I live. But don't come looking for me now. Don't come looking for me. Alright, so what you do, you center this bad boy. We got 17. We got 17. Daggone, I'm good. So you center it in between these two. Use the square, line it up, make your pencil mark. Pencil mark there. Yeah. Yes, it should be about right. Pencil mark, pencil mark. Alright, we're gonna line these up. Line these up. Okay. Do I still have feelings for my ex? I think I do, dude. I think I do, man. Just seeing her as a person. Just like not having the pressure of the relationship and and all that, man. She got me all fucking liking her again and shit. But we're just friends. Just friends, but it's hard, dude. She was looking so cute. So cute yesterday. Alright. Anyways, enough of that. She came over though. I thought she was going to change her oil, but she had a screw in her tire, and she thought I did it. I said, no, I wouldn't do that. Crazy. Crazy. Not that crazy. Alright, so these are 3-inch stick screws. I like to do patterns. Pattern recognition. Alright, so what I do is start these. See, triangle. These triangles are the strongest shape. If you didn't know that, I think that's pretty common knowledge. Alright, so then I take some of this glue here. Get all the dry glue off. Boom, boom, boom. Get some glue here. And then get some on that. Line it up with your mark. Now you don't want to drill it all the way down. Now you want to drill it where it's flush with the 2x4. So I do 3 for the standard size table, which is 6x3, and I do 5 for big boys like this. You're laying in the bed with the guy you chose, and Saturday nights alone. Who you see when your eyes close? this is what it looks like, guys. That's my mark there. There's my screws. Put some glue on there. Put this bad boy on there. Line it up. Alright, so there's the trick. Okay. I put one in when I get the second one on. Then I set it down on a flat surface. Like that. That way they're flat. Because sometimes the wood moves and you got one that's twisted and one that's straight. So, yeah, just want to make sure they're straight. That way, when you're looking at the table, it's not all crooked. You know? Who do you see? Alright, cool. So then you take this bad boy, set it on top of that, line her up, something by the truck, and a farmer's field. No trespass sign, time to kill. I gonna give you, baby, what's the big deal? And by the truck. Alright, we take these. Got this, 2 plus 2 is 4. For these, I like to, these are 7 inches. So for these, I like to screw just in front of this here. That way it doesn't go through the top of this. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I haven't built one of these in a while. It's been a while. Hold my head up high. Been a while since I first saw you. Ay. What do you do when you love somebody, man? What do you do when somebody accepts you for truly for who you are? Oh, I just feel like you can't be with them, dude. It's freaking confusing. But then they want to help you with your future relationships. And that just makes you want them more. There we go. It's pretty big. Alright, so that's one. Set her off to the side. So this is kind of what I'm building there. Well, it is what I'm building, not kinda. Well, I say kinda because these are smaller. And here's the table from yesterday. So I'll build the top sooner or later. So now we're just gonna repeat the process here. Put that in the center. One in the center. Drill it by halfway down. Make your triangle. I am using an impact driver because I feel like it, and because it's my birthday. You know, I can do whatever I want on my birthday. It's not my birthday. My birthday's in October. I'm a Libra. Libra gang, boy. Well, that one went too far in on that. Back it up still reach over. Yeah, yeah, you chose instead of spending Saturday night. Why does this gives me so much dopamine? Because I don't feel like I'm alone, but I don't feel the burden of having to. It's just like my world, you know. I'm just in another way to spend. Lucky me, just being here when I get to hold you. And I'm just here to love you, girl, and it's your world, and I'm just passing through. God bless her. Can't stop thinking about this girl, bro. I was looking for her here. With her for a year, still constantly thinking about her. But anyways, I got my avoidant attachment style, which basically makes it difficult to emotionally connect or to emotionally provide support for people. And it kind of blends in a little bit with like narcissism. Oh, I didn't check this one, did I? Because I'm over here yapping. I gotta put it on the floor. Oh, we good. Thank God. Thank the good Lord in heaven. It really ain't nothing to it. The worst part is having to sand it. And I'm sure if you have done woodworking, sanding, well, some people like it, you know. But when you gotta do it all the time, it's not that fun, you know. It's not that fun, guys. Alright. Now we got a species. Where's that box over at? Alright, now what we're gonna do is mix us up some stain here. That's withered oak Minwax. This is also withered oak. I grabbed the wrong one. What the heck? What the French toast, bruh? Special walnut, here we go. So it's gonna be, I'd say like 75% special walnut and 25% weathered oak, but you kind of have to mix it. You gotta find a good balance. It's just one of those colors everybody likes, you know. Everybody likes that color. It is a nice color. It's like warm, kind of neutral. Light to medium brown. Put my little gloves on. You know what I mean? So we'll just stain this. No. Come on now. Alright. Get your, whatever you use to open up stuff with. 1, 2. So this is my dedicated, it used to say secret stain on it. I used to work for a guy. That's kind of how I learned how to do this. I worked for him for about 1.5 years. I originally thought I was interviewing to be a dump truck driver. And I go in there and it's funny how it worked out. Because my mom actually applied for me to get that job. I don't know why. She was bored. So I was entertained it because I was doing surf lessons at the time. And, you know, went to the interview. And also at the time I was getting pallets off the side of the road and turning them into coffee tables, whatever I wanted to build. And yeah, worked for him. I was very natural at it, very good at it, just because I did have some kind of background in it. My dad is a building inspector in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. And I would grow up watching him build stuff. So I was always had a knack for it. So I worked for him. I was a supervisor over like 3 or 4 people. And then I got a little power hungry. And I thought I could do better than him. And he was paying me like $12 an hour. And he gave me a 3% raise. And I thought so it was like a 36-cent raise. And I mean, I was building. Watch yourself. That's when we had designated people cutting and a finisher and everything. So all I had to do was just assemble stuff. And I just started to think that I was better than him. That's the color there. That looks pretty good. So COVID rolls around. The first lockdown, and I go into work one day. The day before I was somewhere else. I think my dad had something. He was dealing with a heart attack at the time. So he was in recovery, so I wasn't there. And my buddy messaged me that also worked there. We became pretty good friends, and he said that he got fired and that I might be getting fired the next day, but I wasn't sure because he was kind of like, he wasn't a terrible worker. He just really liked to do things his own way, and you would tell him how to do something and he would just not listen to you, so it's kind of frustrating. So I could like see why he would get fired, but I walked in the next day and I was like, I didn't even make it in. Well, no. So I walked in to the warehouse and they had like a little office in the front, and I was like, "What's up, everybody?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Hey Justin, can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we went into that little office up front, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to let you go." He's like, "You're our biggest expense, and business isn't doing that well right now." And I was like, "All right, cool." I said, "I'll probably just start doing my own thing." He was like, "All right, cool, yeah, blah, blah, blah." But he's like trying to be like super apologetic and told me as I was leaving if I needed help with Etsy, because that's where he did the majority of his business. So he was making like 30-40 grand a month doing this, but he was paying me $12.36 an hour. So I just walked out. I got unemployment, so I was making like $800 a week doing that, and then the stimulus checks, and then I was also just started doing this, and I was living with some roommates at the time, and I was paying $300 for rent, so my overhead was extremely low. I already had a few tools, and that's just kind of how I got started. And then 6, 7 months later, maybe even a year later, I get a letter in the mail from the small claims court saying that I unlawfully obtained unemployment, and he was trying to get that money back, which was about $8,000. So that was a whole debacle. But good times. Good times. So the first round. So have you ever been to small claims court? You basically, it's over the phone, and you go in there and you can provide evidence of why you shouldn't be getting sued, and the other party provides evidence of why they need their money, and they were just trying to say that I was making money building farmhouse furniture, and I didn't need unemployment, and they were trying to say that I got fired. So, but in my mind, he let me go. And he didn't say I'm firing you. He said, like, I have to let you go. And there was another guy there named Caden. And I walked down to there and I was like, Matt just fired me. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it was nice to meet you and all that. Because he was a good dude. And so he tried to say, that I did in fact get fired. And I was watching Suits at the time. So I was thinking like, oh dude, if somebody tried to sue me, I would kick their ass, you know? But be careful what you wish for. So, long story short, I was gonna get a lawyer, but I figured I would represent myself. And I tried to say, what did I try to say? I tried to get the case dismissed on some kind of grounds, I can't remember. But he won, but you can appeal it up to 3 times. So I appealed it on the grounds of the mediator at the time. When I told her I was trying to get grounds for dismissal, she laughed at me. And the court took my side on that, because they go back and listen to everything. And yeah, it was just a mess. It was funny. A little nerve-wracking at the time. Because who just has $8,000 sitting around, you know? Some people do. And even if I did, I wouldn't want to give them that. It was my money, boy. My money, boy. But it was all petty. It was all petty. Silly. So I haven't talked to that guy since. My friend ended up going back to work with him. Then he got fired again. But they tried to sue him too, poor guy. I was more at fault, because I was kind of like stirring up workplace drama and saying like Matt's a terrible employer and he gyps people and his business is kind of a fraud. And he had a couple of times where he was using U-Ship. That's what he would use to ship tables across the country. And he would just get like to these fights with these shippers because he wouldn't pay them. He would ship them. So I think the good Lord above knew that guy's a little shady. And helped me out. But anyways, the second, when I appealed and then there was a second hearing, he didn't show up. So he gave up. But I had fun working there. It was the first place I actually felt like I knew what I was doing, and it just didn't pay a lot. Pretty low paying job. But it worked out, so I just took what I learned there and then started making a better product and selling it cheaper. And so I get people from time to time that come back here that'll just run by his shop. And they're like, we don't want gaps in between the boards. And I'm like, yeah, I used to work for that guy. Well, we don't like his tables. So he's, I don't know, there's been like some suspicious things that I feel like he's done. Like my first Instagram that I had mysteriously got hacked. And then my Facebook that I had got hacked. And then my Google listing, like my business for Google listing, got hacked because I had like 25-star reviews on there, and I go in there now and it's not even there. So I think he's a little vindictive. But you learn and you grow. I think he was jealous because his wife thought I was attractive. Just kidding, I made that up. I have no idea. I think she actually hated me. But he saw it as like me coming in there and like trying to take over his business. Which, if I'm being honest, I kind of did. He's like, I can do this better than you did. Because you don't know how to run no business. You don't gotta run no business, bro. So here. Alright. Sometimes I do wonder what he's up to. I have run by his shop a few times. See if he was still there. But I also found out that he went from like 5 employees to 2, like just him and his wife. Which I hope that worked out for him. So we can be miserable together. Yo, I mix this stuff good, boy. Man, my breath stinks. Breath stinks. I'm gonna brush my teeth. So I'll let this dry and I'll come back and assemble it later, but just showing you guys what's up. And I am dripping in sweat. I might go to the store. Give me a Pedialyte or something. Because I'm like drenched. But yeah, man. Yesterday hanging out with my ex is just like very validating, bro. So respectful. It's one of those things that you just wish the best for them, you know. But also one of those things where it's like there's still feelings involved. Alright, we got 3 more. But I asked her what she was been up to because we haven't talked in a while. But we still share locations, and I've seen that she's been going to the beach. And we only went to the beach like 1 time, dude. And I'm like, oh, I want to go to the beach with you. Chill out. All right. It's all for now, fellas. It is a sauna in here. I gotta go get some freaking water, dude. But take care, mates. I'll see you later.